Hi, I'm Bimma.
Hi, I'm Everett.
Being black and creative means freedom.
Being black and creative means changing the world. Yo, what's good, G? How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. You know, getting in town, getting
Looking
to New York.
good, skin look good.
You know, trying, man. It's been a journey.
It's been a journey for sure, man. Good to see you, brother.
Everett, so I wanted to ask you about your upbringing and how that's actually impacted your career. I have to imagine that there's some influence there that still stays with you today.
Yeah, I mean, so much of my career being the CEO of Kickstarter, you know, a platform that literally helps people dreams come true.
Literally.
Has its roots back to me coming up in Southside Richmond. You know, I was working minimum wage at Joann Fabrics, stocking, and I would literally go to work and order some lunch, and that would be like my whole pay for the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not going to work out. I'm making very little money. I'm not able to provide for my family and do the things that I want to do to really live out my dreams. I was homeless when I was in high school.
Wow.
I needed to pursue my own thing. I had to put my own destiny in my own hands, and it inspired me to start my first company, Easy Events, when I was 19, which I was able to sell a couple years later, which really, you know, changed my life, my mom's life, my family's life, etc.
Man, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, Bim, I gotta ask you, is there a parent or role model that has said something that has stuck with you till today?
Yeah, man. Definitely, you know, my mom comes to mind. She is just such a strong force and influence in my life. The one thing that she told me that still sticks with me till this day is that she's like, it takes time, right? And I think for me, and some other creatives might be able to relate to this, but for me, it was always the thing of like, you know, I want to get there. And she would always remind me, she'd just be like, hey, like, it's great that you have that energy and that sense of urgency. But regardless, it's gonna take time. So enjoy yourself while you're also in pursuit of the thing. Everett, when you think about like just navigating your career and what you've been able to accomplish and what you want to accomplish, what advice would you offer for like young black men when it comes to like picking your field and like how to like find your way through that?
One thing that I would say is balance in your life is super important. I think we can get so obsessed with the grind and like trying to pursue our dreams that we start to forget about the things that really truly matter. I sacrificed so much of that, and I wish that I took better care of myself, and I wish that I didn't miss so many special moments, because what I've learned in my life is that if you're great up here and you're great right here, then you're gonna be so much more creative, you're gonna be so much more productive, you're gonna be so much more effective in whatever creative endeavor that you have. What was the aha moment? What was that moment in your life where you knew you were on the right path?
Man, it was, I was working at this brand and I had pitched this content concept. And at the time they were like, yo, this concept is dope, but we think you're too junior to lead it. And, you know, it did two things for me, right? And the thing I said is, I think I found my superpower, because I'm like, if this billion-dollar organization sees this concept that I built and they're like, find it value, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
And then I lost something, and what I lost was that I needed that organization to validate my idea, right? And that is the concept that became the Claim of Stories podcast, which is an independent podcast that I co-founded with a partner, which was all about telling the stories of Black and brown creatives.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think listening to your intuition is so important. I think about, for my aha moment, it was back when I had to drop out of college after my first year.
Oh, wow.
I went to go help out my mom. It was that moment of realizing that I couldn't just continue to do the same things. I had to switch it up. I had to do something different, and that's what kind of got me onto the path that I'm on today.
It's so crazy, and it gave you that confidence, right? Like that first thing is like, that's what gives you the confidence to keep going.
How do you navigate the workplace as a Black man and still maintain your creative integrity?
Yeah, you know, the one thing I decided when I decided to do my own thing, to go the entrepreneurial freelance route, was that I was gonna be me 100%. And I found that it was a little bit difficult when I was working in a traditional corporate environment.
You know, I always think about when I was young, and I watched this video of 50 Cent walking into a boardroom with a tank top and chains and a do-rag, and he had full control of the room. And what that taught me when I saw that was that, yo, you can be whoever you want to be Now, what comes with that is that you gotta actually
You
do
gotta
the work.
deliver.
You gotta deliver. You
Yeah.
gotta deliver with it.
I'm more at peace with the journey. If I can be present for the moments that I'm in, it's a much more enjoyable ride. Us being here right now, I'm not thinking about what's happening an hour from now, what happened an hour before, what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm actually much more at peace.
I don't feel like I need to do X, Y, Z anymore. It's about me living a life that is impactful, has substance, is filled with treating people right, and continuing to grow. And I'm cool with that.